Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. Nnamdi Kanu was visited yesterday by his legal team, and there are shocking statements that he has made, especially as it has to do with the scenario surrounding Judge Obiozor burnt house. Don't forget that Judge Obiozor has been contributing tremendously towards the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and you're going to hear what Nnamdi Kanu have to say about those who were involved in burning down the house of the President General of Igbo, what he is asking the Chinekes to do in event of the man calling for a rebuilding of that house, in event of him calling for the clearing of the debris, what they should do speedily. We're going to be looking at all of that in a jiffy. But before we do that, if you've not subscribed, please hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime publish our video. Date on our routine visit to our indefatigable client Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu at the headquarters of the Department of Security Services DSS Abuja on the 21st day of March 2022. He went further to state, he said, today we visited Onyendu, who is in custody of the Department of Security Services Abuja. Our interaction with him was quite fruitful and ended on a positive note. Our discussion centered on two main things, namely the frivolous criminal proceeding pending against him at the Federal High Court Abuja and the criminal destruction of the country home of Professor George Obiozor. Onyendu remains firm and resolute in his conviction that his present experience is part of the sacrifice he is bound to make for the actualization of his dream for the emancipation of Chineke. He reaffirmed the confidence he reposes in the legal team defending him at the Federal High Court Abuja, ably led by Chief Mike Izohume, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and prayed that the ruling that would be delivered on the 8th of April 2022 on the notice of preliminary objection would end in his favor. Onyendu also took some time to express his anger and grave disapproval of the heinous act of destruction of the country home of the elder statesman and President General of Igbo socio-cultural group Igbo, Professor George Obiozor. He described the said destruction as cowardly and barbaric and condemned it in very strong terms. He further described it as uncharitable, noting that the said elder statesman has been in the vanguard of behind-the-scene endeavors, discussions, and negotiations, all aimed at exploring and implementing the option of a political solution as a parallel way of ending the prevailing state of affairs. He declared that the perpetrators of the heinous act shall not be forgiven and went ahead to direct that all persons who were in any way involved in committing the dastardly act be fished out forthwith. He reminded Chineke to be eternally conscious of several atrocities committed on our land by strangers whose primary objective is to destroy and plunder our land and then turn around to falsely accuse our people. He further noted that Professor Obiozor has been a commendable ally since his incarceration in June 2021 and made the point that he is not an enemy of Chineke. That being so, the elder statesman should be protected and encouraged for speaking up against the several multifaceted ills meted out both to him and to Chineke as a whole. He further noted that the elder statesman has been instrumental in the regular presence which members of Igbo has shown in all the court appearance of Onyendu. The socio-cultural group has steadfastly and consistently made legal representation in the criminal proceeding pending against Onyendu at the Federal High Court Abuja. Onyendu remained appreciative and eternally grateful to that body for this commendable gesture. Further, Onyendu pointed out that it was at the instant of Professor George Obiozor that a delegation of Igbo elders led by former governor of Anambra State, His Excellency Dr. Chukwuemeka Eze-Ife, consistently showed visible presence in all his appearances in court and has gone ahead on several occasions to attempt to pay a visit at the DSS headquarters, which attempts were frustrated by the personnel of DSS. Onyendu warned that our elder statesmen should be protected at all times and that the monster desecrating Igbo land should be fished out wherever they are and severally punished in order to serve as a deterrent to their ills. Onyendu further declared that Ipob remains a peaceful, non-violent self-determination group which completely detests and abhor any form of violence. He therefore urged Chineke to continue to be law-abiding and remain focused on the objectives of the group. He urged his followers to shun violence and remain peaceful in the agitation for a permanent liberation of Chineke from the shackles of bondage and stronghold of underdevelopment that have held them from attaining their fullest potential as special creators of h0cking Abiyama. Hindu remains grateful to millions of his teeming fans and supporters for their steadfastness and unwavering resolve to achieve their objective. He urged millions of Chineke to come out and contribute efforts in clearing the debris in the burnt country home of Professor George Obiozor anytime he indicates interest in commencing work. Onyendu further call on people of good conscience and well-to-do Chineke to assist the elder statesman review his country home whenever he expresses a desire to do so. Finally, Onyendu urged Chineke throughout the world to pray fervently and ceaselessly for him even as the adjourned dates for his next court appearance draw near. Thank you, Chineke, and remain blessed. Signed by Sir Ifeanyi Ejiofor Esquire, Ipob Lead Council, 21st March 2022. Wow, wow. Now, this has really triggered a lot of reactions in a dimension that is really shocking. Someone here said, Chai, what actually is going on? God, please keep our leaders safe with your mighty hand, cause a whole lot is happening behind the scene that most of us no longer understand. For the fact that we have not heard directly from Onyendu since he was kidnapped doesn't mean we have forgotten how he speaks or behaves. MNK, that I know, is not a hypocrite. He always stands on the truth, even it means taking his life. Why am I sounding this way? Is because MNK can, in some extent, condemn the burning of Obiozor's house, but going as far as calling him elder statesman with great conviction is what I don't believe. Our barrister, you are trying, we all know, but we urge you to be using exact words of MNK. Don't add, don't subtract. Thanks. So a lot of people are now shocked that he is speaking the way he's speaking. Someone says here, bam, very correct. Another person says, are you not a human being? If you are not comfortable with it, go and pay Nnamdi Kanu a visit in the DSS dungeon, Abuja, or organize your group to go there. Nnamdi Kanu is alive, not dead. Genuine Biafrans are wiser than you guys thought. We are not moved by this, your cheap blackmail for the past 9 months now. You guys have been making noise on Facebook, Twitter, without showing us what you and your group of infiltrators have achieved to bring Nnamdi Kanu out. The leadership of Ipob are the ones paying our legal team. The leadership of Ipob are the ones organizing protests all over the world, taking care of the hashtag ESN under Nnamdi Kanu. You guys only jump from one platform to another rating. But I am happy because genuine Biafrans all over the world has begun to understand that you guys are nothing but a bunch of infiltrators. We are moving forward regardless, and as we are marching home to Biafra land, any idiot that stand in our way will be crushed. It is a promise. Another person say, if you are not convinced ZSS office is open for you and Thursday is another visiting day, you can go there and hear from him. Thanks. And I want to say, my brother, I no longer listen to these people. They are using MNK to do Nigerian politics. Never you trust these people. And I want to say, another autopilot spotted. They don't trust the DOA's Ipob lawyers. Ndi everywhere. people are doubting it. Why? The question is, why are they doubting the lawyer? This one says here that he does not believe that it is him that is speaking. But well, looking at the situation and the way things are going, I don't think that those words were not from him, because already that man has contributed reasonably to him being given political solution. Do you think that he's comfortable staying there? You understand? So I would like to leave it there. Just go to our comment section